Taci from TaciStudio, and I am so very excited to be here with you again. Today is Monday, April 24th, and it ended up to be a beautiful spring day here in Oregon. I'm so excited for the spring to actually start because it's already the end of April, but I think that it was worth it, the wait, because it's so beautiful outside, and this next week and weekend promises to be really nice and sunny in here, and I absolutely love that. I'm here today again with episode 3 of my video podcast, and I will be talking with you here mostly about knitting. Although I have to say I love crocheting, and especially in the summer, and I also love embroidery, so once in a while I'll bring some of the projects that I've been working on, but it's going to be mostly about knitting, which is my biggest passion. I'm gonna start today with some of my finished projects and my finished objects, and my first one is another Saturday Shrug that I'm wearing today. If you remember, when I first started this Saturday Shrug, I showed on the last episode I had just started. I'm making it for my daughter. She's starting a new job this week, and when she saw mine, she loved it, and of course I stopped everything to do this for her. I am so happy with this. Again, is the Saturday Shrug by Jackie Rose from Caddy Jack's Knits, and the yarn is again Big Birdie from the Lemon Kid, the Diamond Line Lemon Kid, and I couldn't be happier with this yarn. It's soft, it's warm, but at the same time is light, and I have been able to wear this whole spring, and I think I'll be able to wear in spring and even the summer, because sometimes the summer nights are a little bit cold in here in Oregon. So I am going to be making another one. I already started, and I will show you in a little bit when I show you what I've been working on. But the other finished object, it's actually a frogged object. I think if you remember on my last episode, I showed you that I was making the Shiftgan by Andrea Mowry, and I love this sweater. I am going to be making it again, but it's probably going to be this fall. When I bought the yarn for this shrug, I bought the spin cycle, and I really wanted the dark blue spin cycle also for the main color, but at the time I thought this sweater was going to be super expensive, and I decided to use a yarn I already had. This yarn was meant for another sweater, and I will talk about it later because I am going to make that sweater. I decided to frog this one. I didn't completely frog yet because all I can do is frog a little bit every day, and I probably should just sit and rip out the band-aid and frog the whole thing. So because I've decided already to do it, I really think that the colors that I have on the spin cycle right now for the contrasting colors, it's going to go perfect with a deep navy blue. And the more I kept doing on this sweater, the more I kept thinking I would have to just go ahead and frog it. So I decided to stop agonizing and just frog it. And with that is said, and I have done that several times before on the 25 years that I have knit, and I have never regretted when I leapfrogged something, because it's probably the best when I'm not really happy with something to not finish, because I'm gonna end up not liking the finished project. And this is a big investment of time and money for me to not like in the end. But I am going to make another one this fall, because I love it. And once I took it out of the needles and I put it on my shoulder, the size I chose was perfect. So I can't wait to go back to it, and hopefully this fall I will show you what I chose also. The other, so these were the two things. I only finished this since the last time we talked last week, and now I will go on with what is on my needles, what I have been working on. I have told you guys, and I have told everybody, that I am kind of obsessed with Leslie from A Friend to Knit With. I think I am old enough that I shouldn't say I would want to be her when I grow up, because all the colors she wears are beautiful. All the projects that she chooses are absolutely gorgeous. But I'm 61 years old, so I don't think I'm gonna grow up any more than this. I might grow, and I hope I grow, especially to mature each day. But she is so beautiful, and I love all the color combinations and everything. So I've been watching a lot of her podcasts, and I follow her on Instagram. If you haven't yet, please go check it out, because she is fabulous. But one of the episodes that she did either last year or 2 years ago, she was making some Scrubbies, and that is something I have always, since I started knitting or crocheting again about 30 years ago, I have always made these little Scrubbies, but I've made mine in crochet. I have made them in cotton. I have made them with the Red Heart Scrubbies, I think. I have made them with linen and with organic cotton and with a yarn from Lion Brand, a hemp. So I make them not just for kitchen, but I make them also for to clean your face and wash your face and exfoliate. And I have given it to people for years, and everybody always wants them. But Leslie, on one of her podcasts, started showing that she knits them. And guess what I'm doing now? I'm knitting them also this year. I went to Hobby Lobby, which she recommends two yarns, the Red Heart, which they come up a little bit smaller and thinner, and the other yarn that she recommended was this Scrub-ology from Hobby Lobby. So of course I went and I got 4 colors for now, and I'm gonna go get a few more, but I've been making them in these colors. And I think what I'm gonna try to do is make at least 1 or 2 a week, or I'm very planful, and I like to plan, and sometimes a little bit obsessively, because then I plan how many I'm going to make, how many I'm going to make every week, and I'm trying really hard to be more relaxed about that, because then I can enjoy more if I don't have a chance to do what I had planned. But my plan is to try to make at least 1 a week, and maybe 2. And then I'm also making something else that I can't say here, because if some people watch this, I don't want them to know, but it's going to be something that it's going to go with those, and I will probably make this and the other thing, and give as Christmas gifts. I love these little Scrubbies, and I much rather use this in my kitchen than to use like the sponges or Scrubbies that you buy at the store. I think that they clean really well, and I really loved this pattern. This is Leslie made a little video showing how to put it together, but she used the pattern, which is the same one that I'm using from from the makeyourownzone.com, and I will link this on the box below so you can have that information. So this we could consider a couple of my finished objects since the last time we talked, but it's also something that is on my needles right now. The other thing is that I've been needing is my newest Saturday Shrug, and I'm making this one with the yarn from the fabulous Skein Cocaine, and I'm using the Donegal, which is 85% merino and 15% Donegal, and is on the color, I think this is the color Natural, and this one is the color Special, and I'll tell you, this is very special. I can't wait to use this color. So far I started last night, so far I have only done this much, and I'm gonna try. She had one made and it was only using 2 stripes of this. I think I'm gonna use at least 4 because this color is fabulous and it's so beautiful and it's so vibrant. I'm always, everything I have is more on the neutral colors, and I'm very excited because when I like color, I really like vibrant, pretty colors, and I think in the spring that's gonna be really fun to wear also. And this is how the yarn is before I winded the natural color. The only other thing right now on my needles is I started a little Sophie scarf, and the Sophie scarves are from Petite Knit, and I'm using Ritual Dyes. She is a local yarn dyer here in Portland, and she also has a beautiful knitting store called Ritual Dyes also. And this one is the fingering weight on the color Topaz. I love yellows, and this is one of my favorite yellows, so it is just really pretty. So I think these are the only things that I have on my needles right now, other than since I took apart my Shiftgan, I of course am ready to start a new sweater, and this one is going to be Skein Cocaine also had a palette last year called, and pardon me the noise, I forgot to take these ones from the plastic bag. She made a palette last year called the Perfect Palette, and of course after I wind them, I had to put them, I have this bamboo my gosh, wooden dowels, and I put them on it, but I cannot hold all of them together at one time. I'm sorry, it's really difficult, but I'm going to show you. So I am going to use both Gina from Skein Cocaine and Leslie Friend did a knit along last year, and that's when I saw she posted a picture of her sweater, the simple stripe sweater, and it's from Suvi Simola. And when I saw that, I immediately ordered the yarn because I knew I was going to have to make that sweater for myself. I couldn't do it at the time because I was still working full-time. So I think that spring is the perfect time to make that. And I was going to start yesterday on Sunday, but I didn't have one of the needles that I needed. The smaller size, the size 3. I had one, but I didn't have a 16-inch. I know I have one, but I just couldn't find it. And I just ordered. So as soon as it gets here, which I hope it gets here probably tomorrow, then that's another thing that it's going to be on my needles. It's not yet, but it's going to be soon. Now I'm going to show you a couple of the things, my acquisitions. So a couple of the things that I bought in the last couple weeks. And one of them was when I haven't talked to you about one of the things that I started. And I told you last, so I'm going to talk about that first. When I talked to you on my last podcast, I told you, and pardon these crinkly noises, I told you that I was going to start my, that cowl, but I had to drive a couple of days in the morning, and my car was so cold. And one thing that I do is I always have little mittens, and especially like I like the fingerless mittens. I love them. And I was driving and thinking that maybe I should start my next project, which was it's been in my mind for a long time. And instead of doing the cowl right now, which will be the next project I do, to start with this cute little project that has been in my mind for a very long time. So I did. I started the pattern. The mittens are almost ready. This one was inspired by the spring to make more colorful, and because you could see the little flowers. And by doing this, I am putting together two things that I love to do, which is knitting and embroidering. But then I made the next one, which is not ready by any means because I still have to sew. And I made it with the embroidery in the same yarn. And you know, being one that likes the neutral colors, I love this one. I love it, love it, love it. I cannot tell you. And of course I'm biased because I'm the one making it. This will be made open. You knit open, because then you can have it open for you to embroider first, and embroider with the same yarn. I used Knitted Wit, and she's also a local dyer here in Portland, Oregon. And I used her superwash merino because I would love to just put this on the washer. And the color is the Basic B, which pretty much tells you a lot about me. I'm very basic on colors, but this one has a little hue of peachy pink, and I love that. So this is going to be ready hopefully this week, and then I will send it to be tech edit, and then it will be ready for test knitters. So if this is something that you would like to do, I will be sending message hopefully by the end of April, beginning of May. I'm trying to not set up very hard deadlines for myself, because after all, I'm retired now, and I would like to be able to do things and just have fun with them. So stay tuned, and I will have a little bit more information probably on my next podcast. So the next thing I bought, I got knitted with, also had this color. Is absolutely something that is completely out of my box, but as I told you before, I love the national parks, and the name of this one is Sitka National Park, and I just thought this would be so glorious. Make one of those mittens, and then make the little red flowers with it. So this is another thing that I bought. And the next thing, I mentioned to you that we go to, we have a little place that we go in a city that is about 3.5 hours from our house, and it's called Bend. And on our way there, every time we pass by a beautiful alpaca farm, and I believe the name is Crescent Moon Ranch, and we always wanted to stop by, and I always wanted to stop by, and we have never been able to, because we always come back kind of tired and wanted to get home. This time we had our grandson with us, and we stopped, and I got this beautiful yarn. It's it's almost like a cream with a pale pink tone to it, and is 30% baby alpaca, 30% wool, 25% nylon, and 15% silk. I just could not resist this, and I bought a sweater amount this way. I think I might do the I think it's called the Sunday sweater by Petite Knits, and I can't wait to work with that yarn. It's so soft and so beautiful. So the next thing I'll tell you is on my queue, I have I'm going to make an Oslo hat, also by Petite Knits, with this yarn for myself. And this is La Bien Amy, and I'm going to make another Sophie scarf for myself. And now I'm going to make a Friday shrug after I finish this Saturday one. So maybe I'll make the whole entire weekend, right? The only other thing that I wanted to mention this time is, being that it's spring, I wash my knits every year around this spring, especially the heavy ones that I already going to put it away. So before I put away, I usually, and I'm not sponsored or anything, but I usually use the Eucalan, but there's also another one called Soak, and both of these rinses, they are lanolin, this one enriched concentrate with lavender oil, and I love that because they also have these tiny little packets. See, and when I make something for somebody that I'm going to give as a gift, I usually put my label, and I put the label with the instructions in the back, and I give it with one of these little packets. So this way it will remind the person that they are supposed to wash their knits with by hand. Maybe on the next episode I'll give a little bit more information, more detailed information on how I wash them and how I do it. But I just wanted to show you the products that I use, and I usually wash them in the right now in the spring, and then I dry and I let them air dry, blocking, and then I put them away for the spring and summer. And this way, when I go to start wearing them next year, they all smell good and they are clean, and I don't have to worry about that. For today, I think that's it. I've been watching a lot of different podcasts, and my favorite podcasts right now, I've been watching, I told you, Leslie Friends, A Friend to Knit With. I also discovered Boboleros. They are so fun, and Margaret, it's a duo, the mom and daughter, and but Margaret knits fabulous things, and she also plays the piano, and I absolutely love to listen when she shows on her podcasts her playing the piano. I also last week was watching Space Tricot, and they have a beautiful store in Canada, and I really had fun watching all the new yarns that they have for the spring, and the beautiful yarns, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm gonna be discovering new podcasts. I had a list of 10 of them that I wanted to watch, and I'm gonna try every time on the end of my podcasts to tell you the ones that I've been watching and that I really liked. And I will also, I'm from Brazil, and so I think I already told you that. So once a month, on my very last podcast of the month, I'm going to try to bring a new recipe, and once in a while it will be a Brazilian recipe. So my first one, this next episode, I will bring you a Brazilian recipe, so maybe you will try something from Brazil also. We have some delicious recipes, and I have some fun books that my husband gave to me throughout the years, so I will try to bring my version of some of those recipes, so stay tuned for that. So if you stayed here until now with me, I am so excited, so happy to be doing this, and so excited that you're here with me. I hope that you come back, and I hope you will see me again. Until then, you stay healthy and keep knitting. Thank you, friends. Ciao.